Hello everybody and welcome back to another anti-MLM video. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the last part of my internal Monat Corporate Call series for the market partners. Their series is a whole lot longer. It's 12 parts. We're not doing that. I will not expose you to that. But Monat has set up a new type of corporate call. It's called Secure the Bag or Get the Bag, where they try to help their newer market partners, I believe, to be financially successful. I already have reacted to 2 of those videos, and this is the third part, how to end the month. The month is always the strongest and the most difficult part of the month in a network marketing company because the market partners, they really need to work their butts off even more than ever to recruit enough people, for the people on their team to hit the right ranks, to sell enough product, to have enough group volume, to have enough downline volume, and also to secure their personal sales. End of the month is the busiest time in a network marketing company, and on this call we're getting corporate tricks. Well, corporate set up a call where some of the market partners, they have new market partners speak, which I appreciate because at some point you cannot see the old one anymore. The new market partners, they speak and they try to support other network marketers in Monat how to be successful. So we're going to take a look at this, how we're ending the month strong in Monat and what tips and tricks we might get.
After the hour. We want to get started right away, be respectful of everyone's time. We're so excited, you guys.
That would also be new because Monat is not respectful of anybody's times. These calls always start late and then sometimes they announce wrong dates. So yeah, good if you were on this call that they're respectful of your time because typically Monat is not.
Can you believe already that this is week 4 of our 12-week series? So excited. We started these early in May, and I hope that you guys have been not only enjoying the content, but really putting into practice some of the things that we've shared. As a sales team, we really have tried to find like the best speakers who are good at the topic that they're bringing. And today will be no exception. I will get straight to the point. We have Elizabeth Azud, who was still is actually, still practices modest fashion. So she's a content creator. You guys, she has I'll let her clarify, but she has been a multiple perfect 10 winner. So last year and this year, multiple times, you guys. So this is someone that you definitely want to take notes from. Joining us from the East Coast, so it's 8 o'clock her time for all you East Coasters. I know we have people from all over the globe, but so excited that you guys are here and investing in yourself and in your business today. Last week we spoke about project broadcast. So we talked about system, getting things in place, and now we're gonna focus on all the things that go into closing the month, right? So what does a market mentor focus, right? Everyone here is going for mentor or beyond. What does an MM focus on those last couple days of the month? And we have none other than Elizabeth Azud, market mentor, who's going to tell us all about it. Go ahead, Liz.
Hey. Market mentor is one of the middle ranks. It's also considered the Cadillac rank because that's when you can participate in the car program if you want to, because the car is in your name. The market mentor rank is 0.16% of the people in the company. And then you have the MMM, managing market mentor, and then you have the 3 director ranks. So that within the compensation plan, that is the level of rank we're talking about.
Hi, everybody. I am Elizabeth, like she said. I'm so excited to be here. So honored to be talking with you. Yeah, a little bit about me. I have been with Monat for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years next month, the end of next month, which is crazy. But before that, I was a content creator. I was trying to make it my full-time thing, struggling a little bit, doing like affiliate links, brand deals, all that kind of stuff, but really kind of struggling to make ends meet with it. But that was like the goal. I was really trying to make it like my full-time job. I loved it. So I was really looking and praying for something I could add to what I was already doing. I had heard about Monat, but I was that girl that like didn't even look into it and was kind of like, no, no, for a couple times, which I was like, what was I thinking now? But I randomly one day came across Faith's Instagram, thought she was so cute, and I gave her a follow. She DM'd me and was just like, hey, how did you find my page? And we started chatting. I think I signed up 2 days later. My hair desperately needed it. And so I was like, okay, my like broken split ends, I need this stuff. Let's give it a shot. The business side really intrigued me. Didn't know if I could do it, but I was like, I'm going to see. I'm going to see. So I fell in love with the products like right off the bat and really wanted to dive into the business side. Um, So again, fell in love with that. I loved everything about the company, loved the community, loved all the amazing girls here. So I really dived in, and yeah, I hit MM. Let's see, it was the same month as my first year anniversary, so that was really cool. And then I did hit it for like a few months, got like qualified for the car and all that, and then after a few months, I did end up losing it my rank, and I had to get back to it. So I did that, and now I really want to run for MMM. Can't believe all the amazing bonuses that are on the table right now. Who's excited about that? I also would love to hear, what rank are you guys running for? Let me know. I would love to hear. But yeah, I wanted just to give some tips.
This just shows to me yet again and proves that it's not sustainable in network marketing. She had already a following on social media, which very likely made it a lot easier to sell and to recruit. She was able, after a year, to hit the market mentor rank, the Cadillac rank, and then she fell off. And then she tried to hit the rank again, and now she tries to not drop in rank yet again. But she's still at that rank after a year. And that is typical for network marketing companies. You're able to hit a rank, but to keep that rank is hard. And then you have to struggle and you have to fight to not lose that rank again. And a rank in the end is an equivalent to making more money. Now there's a certain range how much the people make at that very rank. But you want to rise in the ranks. The higher up you are, the more money you're able to make, because it also means that you have the biggest teams. And everybody in Monat, of course, wants to hit the highest rank, the SED, the Senior Executive Director rank.
And just share some things that I love to do that really help me in my business, help my team. Yay, so exciting. So yeah, first tip, and this kind of can start at the beginning of the month. I know we're at the end of the month, but this is kind of a tip that kind of starts at the beginning, but you can make the decision now too, but it is just to make the decision. You know, we can't have any limiting beliefs on ourselves. When I first joined, I was like, I'm never going to hit these ranks. I remember Faith told me, she's like, go for MMB. You totally can do it. And I was like, no, I can't. I will never hit that. But I was like, also that girl, I was like, I will do every single thing she tells me to, because I was like, I can't fail at this. I started something new. I can't fail. I've got to do everything she says. And I was like, if I can just make an extra couple $100 a month, I would be amazed. So I was like, I'm going to do everything she says, but I'll never be the person to hit all the ranks. But I did, you know, just listening to her, doing everything she told me to do, and staying consistent with it. It does take consistent, put in the hard work, put in the daily effort, and anyone can do it, which is the beauty of this. It's so cool. So yeah, make the decision that you're going to do it, do everything you possibly can to do it.
That's not a practical tip. Don't have limiting beliefs. The call is about how you succeed at the end of the month, so that you can hit your targets. You can hit your sales goals, your performance goals, your recruitment goals, so that you can stay at your rank, you don't fall off again, you lose that rank, or that you have the ability to rank up. So that's not, it's not a practical tip. I'm not surprised. It's more like brainwashing. Don't have limiting beliefs, but end of the month, how do I close the end of the month? Some practical tips would be good.
Put in the hard work and the daily showing up. And also map it out. You know, you got to make sure all the puzzle pieces are in place. So whatever rank you're running for, you're running for these rank, make sure that you have like all those puzzle pieces in place. Like figure out who your runners are going to be, who are going to be your MMP lines, your MMB lines. Have your girls do the same, map it out with them so they know everything and you have it all written out for you in front of you. I also love the sticky notes. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I think those are awesome, where you write down everything you're running for that month. So you have it on a wall that you're looking at, and you can peel it off every time you get a win and get to take it off. This is so good for you and for your girls. And it's so exciting. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you, I got to pull something off today. So I love doing that. And then too, I wanted to talk a little bit about personal business. I'm someone that can be kind of so focused.
I want to talk about the compensation plan just to show you what she actually speaks about here, that you have to make notes and you need to know what goals to hit if you want to achieve the the market mentor rank. So if you take a look, that's what she's speaking about. At the end of the month, every single month, you need to hit those goals. For market mentor, it's 500 personal volume, the products you yourself sold. You have to have 4 active lines, so 4 people at least you yourself recruited. You have to have a group volume of 7,000. That's the personal sales of the people that you directly recruited. You have to have 2 MMB, 2 managing market builders on your team. And then you have to have 30,000 downline volume. Those are the requirements she speaks about. And if you take a look at all of the ranks, the higher you rise in the ranks, the more complicated it is to actually achieve that. I think I need to move the light a little bit. Excuse me, you're too much in my face, sir. All of those requirements are rather difficult to hit. It's a lot of requirements and it's difficult to keep an overview. And that's what she's referring to, that you remind yourself that you hit your requirements. your downline hit their requirements, if you need people at a certain level and they need to have people who have to have people, it's quite tricky. It's truly Tetris.
I wanted to talk a little bit about personal business. I'm someone that can be kind of so focused on my team, I forget about the personal business. So I feel like balancing it out, we got to have both to hit these ranks. So posting on social media, that's like a big thing for me. I do all of my pretty much everything through social media. So I post every single day. And then when I'm reaching for a big goal, I even will up it. I will post 2 to 3 times a day, posting reels, posting on my stories, educating about the product, sharing the business opportunity, going live. That's something that's so good, so helpful. This is something that I'm like, I will push off going live. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Lives are a little stressful for me. So I'll push it off. So what I do when I'm like, no, I need to go live, I will make a challenge for myself. And I do this with posting too. I have been posting every single day for over 7 years and I can't miss a day. So it's like a challenge. It's like a bet with myself. I can't miss. And so if you're someone that does feels like that way too, make a challenge for yourself. Feel okay, I'm going to go live every single day for the next 30 days, the next 60 days. And it's so helpful, especially if you're in like building a team phase and you like, okay, I need more girls. I need to be recruiting. Go live with other girls, go live with other people that maybe you don't have the same story. Like if you're not a mom, but you want to like get some good moms that want to work, go live with a mom that wants to stay home with her kids, go live with a college student. So like just get all those different perspectives. So people can hear other people's stories.
And you have to do that every single day. And she did it every single day in the past 7 years. So much to time freedom. No, thank you.
So love going live. Another thing is that I make sure that I do, and this is something I have my girls do too, is doing 555. I don't know if anybody knows what this is, but this is something that Faith taught me and all of my girls too. And it's doing 5 new connections, 5 follow-ups, and 5 reach outs. And why I love this so much is it builds on top of itself. So those new connections that you're making, and that's going and like literally can meet somebody at a coffee shop. It can be on social media where you're just like going and finding other cute girls that maybe you have the same vibe with and liking and commenting and just building a friendship with them. Those new connections will then turn into your reach outs in a couple days. And then those reach outs will turn into your follow-ups. And it's going to start stacking on top of each other. And that's such a good method to teach your girls too. Someone new coming in, it's so simple. Do 555. It's really simple. It's something they can easily remember and easily reach out and like, and then like I said, build on top of each other. So that is good. And I love too, if you're reaching for something like a really big goal, just expand it. Do 10, 10, 10, do 20, 20, 20. But making sure that, you're doing your reach outs and posting and all of the things. And it also really goes hand in hand. So like when you're posting and you're doing your reach outs and you've got a good story set up, all of that is going to go hand in hand and make it so much more successful. So when people see you reach out to them and they go to your page and you've got this bomb reel up or this really good set of stories, they're like, oh, okay, this is so cool. It's just going to intrigue them more and more.
So the next time somebody reaches out to you because they think you would be so amazing at this business opportunity and then checks in with you again after a couple of days asking if you're interested, remember, maybe it's not because they truly believe in you, but because their upline has set this meta that you have to do 555 each and every single day. It's about the masses. You need to reach out to the masses. It's not necessarily about quality, but quantity. You need to reach out to every single person you know. You need to catch up with them, and then you need to do new reach outs as well, because otherwise you won't have a chance to recruit people. So the next time somebody reaches out, let's remember that you might be a part of that 555 or 10 10 10 scheme because somebody still needs to reach out to a new person that day, or somebody needs to catch up with somebody that day, or somebody needs to reach out to more people because they want to hit a higher rank.
Be much more successful that way when you do it like all together. And then for my team, something that I really love doing, and this is something that really helped me in the beginning when I got to MMB for the first time, when I got to MM and to maintain it, is doing a lot of like check-ins with my girls. So doing work sessions with them, like one-on-one work sessions where I call them up, we do FaceTime, we go through their following. Like I'll literally go through their Instagram and I'll send them people's profiles. Hey, how do you know this girl? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, this is so-and-so. And I'll be, okay, let's reach out to her. Why do you think she'd be good at this? And help them send out a message right then and there. And also help them like go through who's liking your content. Who can we reach out through there? Really hand holding. Yeah. It's so good. And so I find that is so helpful, and daily checking in with them. Okay, how are we doing? Did you hear back from the people we reached out to yesterday? Just that really hand holding, that really just walking them through the whole process process, especially if this is the first time that they're hitting these ranks, and really just like walking them through it and working too with not just your level ones, but kind of digging deep and working through with really closely with their girls, not just leaving it on them. But I found it really helpful to work with your level twos, your level threes, do team calls with your girl and all her girls, and then also do like individual calls as well.
So much to hand holding, because that is what business owners do. They hold the hands of other business owners, go through their contacts, and then tell them to reach out to those. And you're even advising them on how to do it. Of course.
Um, if you need a big volume push at the end of month, this was something that I was struggling with last month. I was like getting close to the end. I was like, ooh, my GV is not where it needs to be. This was something that Faith told me to do, and it helped so much. And it kind of goes really well because last week you guys were talking about Project Broadcast. So if you didn't get to watch that call, I think someone is going to drop it in the chat. So go watch it if you haven't yet. But Project Broadcast is an amazing like source to use to keep in contact with your VIPs and to get reorders. So I get a lot of reorders from this, and having your girls do it too. So you're sending out like all a check-in, like how are you liking your products, telling them about the product of the month to all of your downline VIPs. So having your girls do it too is awesome. When I did this last month, when I needed that extra push, I was like gaining like 2K a day those last couple days, and that's what really helped me like get that volume that I needed. So love that. Utilize Project Broadcast if you don't already. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, because at the end of the month, it's getting more obvious who hasn't sold enough products that month. And that's why they truly scramble, try to reach out to their customers, VIP customers, try to get new customers in to hit their goals every single month. In this case, what was it? 500 for that rank, 500 personal volume. And then everybody on the team, of course, has to do the same so that you're able to achieve the group volume, but also the downline volume. And that must be very, very stressful if you haven't hit your numbers yet, because if you don't hit them, that means that you fall, that you drop in rank. And nobody, of course, wants that. Must be really, really stressful with the last couple of hours or the last couple of days when you realize I don't have enough people on my team and they do not sell enough and I haven't sold enough, how to make that happen. And allegedly the market partners also sometimes just purchase their ranks by signing people up that don't even exist. Somebody admitted to signing up their dog, that kind of stuff. Actually, a network marketing coach admitted to doing that, or buying their own ranks. The person also admitted to that. I wouldn't be surprised if that is normal procedure for those people who want to keep their ranks or hit higher ranks. It's of course not sustainable. That's why they struggle at the end of the month.
Also doing like challenges in your group chat, like doing a project of the month challenge, like who can sell the most, doing like a get active challenge. I also love like when you're doing a challenge like that, have like an emoji when they sell it or when they do it, they get to drop this certain emoji, and it keeps the chat really fun and excited. Everyone cheers each other's on when they see that emoji come down. So that's really fun. And then also doing follow-ups, doing a ton of follow-ups at the end of the month, especially when something like the incentives are ending, like the bundle that we have right now, which is so awesome. Doing a ton of follow-ups about that, letting people know, having your girls do it, help them do follow-ups. And something that I really like for following up is finding someone in Monat that is really successful that has something in common with the girl you're talking to. So if it's like a busy mom, send her someone in Monat that is like a busy mama, but she is successful in this. Hey, be like, hey, this girl reminded me so much of you. It's going to make them want to go and like check out her page and be like, oh, she reminds me of her. They'll open it probably, right? And look at her page and just intrigue them even more. This is actually how I got my girl Hannah. She was a nurse. We were friends. We already knew each other, like online friends, I should say, for years. And I knew when I started this, I was like, she needs this, because she already had said how she would love to not be a nurse ever anymore and be able to come home to her babies. And so I had reached out to her. She was thinking about it, wasn't quite sure. And I had found someone in Monat that was a nurse, and she was sharing on her stories how she's like, this business brought me home to my kids, and I don't have to be a nurse and leave them anymore. And so I was able to send her that story, and that resonated with her so much. And that's really what closed her. And she's like, okay, well, if it did it for her, then I can do it too. And she signed up, I think a couple days later. She is now and absolutely killing it. So I love that method. It's just a different way of reaching out instead of just being like, hey, just wanted to check in, sending them someone that kind of relates to them, that's very similar to them, but is in Monat and doing really well. So I love that. just answering objections, being a master like question asker. So ask all the questions, kind of get to that really bottom of whatever their objection, whatever their fear or their worry is, so you can answer it, right? And so like something like, if they're like, I don't do social media, then you can like tell them, oh, well, we'll help you. I'll train you. We have so much social media training. I love the one when people tell me all the time that, oh, I'm not a seller. I can't sell anything. So I always like, I'm like, well, when's the last time that you told your sister like that you need to try this coffee from Starbucks? Or, like when you recommended to your best friend that she needs to go watch this movie. It was so cute. You basically just sold to them. And that's exactly what this is. So just
Yeah, but you didn't sell them. If you make a genuine recommendation, you just share the things that you personally like. You do not expect anybody to buy into that. If I were to advise people on the coffee mix I love, I'm going to make an iced coffee later and I'm going to have a pickup with that. That's my afternoon snack. And I pitch this to somebody who doesn't like chocolate, who doesn't like coffee because they're an avid tea drinker. And then I made a suggestion. You also need to sell them on that. And just making a recommendation is not sales. It sounds easier, but it's really not. You need to sell the product, the perks, and the business opportunity.
exactly what this is. So just kind of being very real and relatable to these people and answering their questions. I also love like making content about objections that you get. So if it's like a VIP objection and they're like, oh, the product is more expensive than what I spend, whatever, you then go make content about how long our products last, about why they're different. Compare prices to like how long ours last to the cheap drugstore ones that you're buying all the time. Compare prices, like things like that, like making the content to answer what they already are, their fear or their worry is or their objection is. And then like if it's like a market partner objection and they're like, oh, I'm too busy. I have like 3 kids. I couldn't possibly do this. Go live with a mom that's got a ton of kids and is killing it in money and have her share her story.
But you should do that all the time, right? That's not just something specific for the end of the month. You should already plant those seeds, to speak in their terms, and you should already pour into other people at the beginning of the month and tell them, hey, this is a wonderful business for this or that reason. It's not, it's a crappy business, Monat is tanking, but you shouldn't have to do that at the end of the month when time is really running out. You should do that consistently throughout the month.
So, make content about your objection. And then another thing that I find really, really helpful is when you're helping your girls try to close out their goals. If they are trying to close out market partners, I love three-way calls. I find them so helpful for closing. Just that extra, that third party validation is so helpful. And having a plan in place that's duplicatable for your whole team, something that you do, something you teach them, they teach their girls. That's super simple and easy. Like we send a reach out, we send a video, then we get them on a three-way call and we close them there.
That's kind of awkward. I would find that awkward. If you want to show me the wonderful business opportunity, the amazing product, and why I will become rich and successful in Monat, then I expect to be on a call with you and not on a call with you and your upline. Now, I get why they're doing that because the uplines are considered to be more experienced. They've spoken to more people and they need to do something if they need for that team member to finally sign up a freaking market partner to get you onto their team. Of course, that's why they're doing that. But it is awkward. It's like being in a cafe because you're meeting up with somebody who has an amazing business opportunity and then a third person joins as well. It is always awkward and I would refuse to do that, to be honest. Like, no, I would like to hear from this person because I like her. I like her attitude on social media or I've met her in person. I don't care about your upline. I mean, it's not the best start for a business opportunity because that person then in a way is also your upline somewhere in your upline tree, in your Monat tree, but still, no, I would drop out of that because these are awkward.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I hope that was helpful.
Oh,
my gosh,
that was quick.
was amazing. Thank you so much for that. Guys, we promised you it was going to be short and sweet. You literally hit
It was so amazing and it was so quick that Karina had her video off. That was short.
everything that someone should be focusing on at the end of the month, honestly, all the time. A couple things that stood out, I think, not just to me, but to a lot of people in the chat was that 555 concept. I know we have Faith, your hype girl on here who's like, validating how powerful that is. But honestly, the way you said, like, it really does build on itself, right? So like the 5 people that I reached out to yesterday or Monday, like now those are 5 people I get to follow up with, right? Like I redid the outreach yesterday. Today I follow up. And that's really gonna be the thing, Faith mentioned in the chat, like you are so good at consistency. And I feel like it shows just in the way that you talk, even when you kind of had those lulls in your business, when things have sort of dropped, it's really that consistency that gets you back out there.
Because you need to reach out to people around the clock, at whatever stage they are, whether you reach out for the first time or you're close to closing. You need to reach out to people and you need to consistently get new people into your network. Otherwise, you have a dying Monat business. People will join and they drop off just as quickly, and then you need new prospects, and that's why you need to regularly reach out. Another reason why, besides posting regularly for 7 years, you will never have a break, because you need to do that regularly. That's exhausting. And yeah, that was short and sweet tips, not necessarily for closing the end of the month. I would have expected a little bit more, but we're missing some essential things. Can you guess what they are? Buying your rank. You buy your own products and you purchase products to help your team members. That's not alluded to. There is proof that also in Monat the people do that. That would have been a truthful tip. Hey, invest $500 this month if you don't want to lose your rank. Go for it.
And then also I loved the objection handling. So it's almost like subliminal, right? It sounds like you hear something or some hesitation about someone, and then you just go and coincidentally post about how that objection is not true, or, whatever it is that you're doing to debunk it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. And then also that third party validation. I think that's something so powerful. That's something that I've been talking about in this past week with a lot of the leaders, is rely on each other for that, right? Like, and not just that third party validation, not just that three-way chat, but like once you get people to sign up and they're onboarding, introduce them to the community, introduce them to all the other girls in the chat that are going to hype them up.
Mhm.
Loved also what you said about the emojis, like, hey, like put a, I don't know, put a strawberry
Yeah.
if you enrolled a VIP, I imagine is what you're doing, and an orange if it was a market partner. Like that's just so much of like a reflection of like the community that you guys have built together. And I encourage everyone here, you guys, whether you're part of an organization that's strong like that in culture, or find sidelines, find people in the community. You guys, I have been in this industry for 10 years. And I have never seen a community of women that really hype each other up. Like, you could be a complete stranger and you go ask someone for help and they will help you. So again, everybody, if you guys could help me thank Liz here in the chat for her time today. I know you guys are trying to get busy doing those reach outs, doing those follow-ups. So we're very excited to see how the month ends, and we're going to continue with our series. So we're going to reset. We're going to start June. So next Thursday is going to be our first June call. So very excited to see everyone on there. And thanks again, Liz. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
They're resetting the series just like the market partners also have to reset, because after each month end, they start at 0 again. Yet again, that is something that must be absolutely exhausting. I think there were not a lot of practical tips. It's just recruit, sell, and do it more towards the end of the month. Otherwise, you will drop in rank. And I'm not going to expose you to the further series of how you can secure the bag, which is Monat trying to help its market partners to stay in the company, recruit, sell, and make more money in order to stop more and more market partners leaving Monat. Monat is drowning. I'm surprised they still exist. They're resilient. They try it. You gotta give it to them. But let's hope that Monat is one of those companies that close down soon. Either because they shut down the entire business model, or because they become affiliate or actual retail sales company. That's what I wish for. That's how I would like to reset this month. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. That way you do not miss out on any further uploads. And if you liked this specific video, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, tschüss!